Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, we all know smartphones have become ridiculously expensive. In the UK right now, most new flagships are costing well over £1,000, and with the cost of living being what it is, most of us simply can't justify spending that much on a phone. But here's the good news, you don't need to. In 2025, there are some brilliant smartphones under £400 that still give you top-tier cameras, solid performance, long battery life, and all the modern features you'd expect, without draining your bank account. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the best smartphones you can buy in the UK under £400 this year. No gimmicks, no marketing fluff, just honest, straight to the point advice to help you pick the right phone for your money. Let's be honest, flagship smartphones these days have gone absolutely mad with their prices. £1,000, £1,200, sometimes even more. And in the UK, with the cost of living soaring, energy bills, rent, food prices, it's just not realistic for most of us to drop that kind of cash on a phone every couple of years. But here's the thing, you don't actually need to. Right now in 2025, there are some cracking smartphones under £400 that deliver the performance, cameras, and features you'd expect from a much more expensive handset. So in this video, I'm cutting through the noise to show you the absolute best value smartphones under £400 available here in the UK. No fluff, no overcomplicated jargon, just real talk about which phones are genuinely worth your money. Let's talk about why budget phones are such a big deal in the UK right now. The reality is, living costs here have gone through the roof. Between council tax, rent, rising energy bills, and the weekly food shop getting more expensive, most people are already stretched thin. And then you've got mobile phone contracts. If you're looking at a flagship like an iPhone 16 Pro or a Galaxy S25 Ultra, you're easily talking about £60 to £90 a month on contract. Over 2 years, that's more than £2,000 for just a phone. For a lot of families, students, and working class people across the UK, that's simply not realistic anymore. This is where budget phones under £400 really shine. They give you the essentials, smooth performance, decent cameras, reliable battery life, without locking you into a painful monthly plan. In fact, more and more people in the UK are moving away from contracts entirely, choosing instead to buy a mid-range device outright and then pair it with a cheap SIM-only plan. When you can get unlimited data on giffgaff, Voxy, or Smarty for £15 to £20 a month, suddenly your overall phone cost is a fraction of what a flagship contract would be. And let's not forget students. Universities in London, Manchester, Birmingham, they're full of people who need a phone that can handle lectures, video calls, note-taking, social media, and a bit of Netflix in the evenings. For them, spending over £1,000 isn't just impractical, it's impossible. A solid £300 to £400 phone is perfect. The other key factor is long-term support. Brands like Samsung, Google, and even Xiaomi are now promising years of software and security updates, which means your budget device isn't outdated after a year. Combine that with user experience, big batteries, fast charging, bright AMOLED displays, and you're looking at phones that feel premium without carrying that premium price tag. So whether you're a student trying to balance rent and groceries, or a working parent who doesn't want to overspend on tech, budget smartphones in the UK have become more than just a cheap option. They're a smart, value-for-money choice in 2025. When we're looking at the best smartphones under £400 in the UK, it's not just about grabbing the cheapest deal, it's about making sure the phone actually fits our lifestyle here. So let's break down the key things you should be looking out for in 2025. 1. Price, under £400, no exceptions. This is the golden rule. With so many phones creeping just above that limit, it's easy to get carried away. But in the UK, sticking to under £400 means you can still grab a solid mid-range device without breaking the bank. 2. Availability in the UK. There are loads of great phones that launch in Asia but never make it officially to the UK market. You want something that's sold through trusted retailers like Amazon UK, Currys, John Lewis, or Argos, so you know you're getting proper warranty and local support. 3. Updates and software support. This is a massive one. With brands like Samsung and Google now offering up to 5 years of updates, your phone stays secure and usable for longer. In the UK, where people don't upgrade every single year, software longevity is key. 4. Performance and battery life. Let's be real, Whether you're commuting on the tube, stuck on a long train to Glasgow, or working shifts, you need a phone that doesn't die halfway through the day. Look for at least a 5000 mAh battery with 25 to 65W fast charging, and a chipset like Snapdragon 7 series or Dimensity 8000 series for smooth performance. 5. Camera quality. UK weather is famously unpredictable, so a good camera with optical image stabilization, (OIS), really helps for low light and rainy shots. Don't just look at megapixels, look at stabilization, ultra-wide options, and decent selfie quality for video calls. 6. Build quality and IP rating. This is something UK buyers really care about. Because it rains a lot here, a phone with IP67 or IP68 water and dust resistance gives peace of mind. You don't want to be panicking every time you get caught in a downpour. 7. 5G connectivity. All major UK networks, EE, O2, Vodafone, 3, are heavily pushing 5G. A budget phone without 5G in 2025 is already behind. 8. After sales and warranty. Finally, after sales support matters. If you buy from Currys or Amazon UK, you're covered by proper warranty and easy returns. Avoid grey imports if you want that safety net. So when we talk about the best smartphones under £400, it's not just specs on paper. It's about how well they fit into real life here in the UK. Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro 5G, £259. If there's one phone that screams value for money in 2025, it's the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro 5G. At just around £259 in the UK, it's delivering specs that rival phones almost twice its price. For budget-conscious buyers, whether you're a student in Leeds or a working professional in Birmingham, this handset is a serious contender. The phone boasts a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, meaning everything from scrolling through TikTok to gaming on PUBG Mobile feels smooth and fluid. The panel gets bright enough for sunny days, yes, we do get them sometimes in the UK, and the colors pop nicely for Netflix binge sessions. The headline feature here, however, is the 200 megapixels main camera with OIS, optical image stabilization. That's a spec you'd usually expect on a flagship. Whether you're capturing nighttime shots around London or quick snaps on a rainy Manchester afternoon, the results are surprisingly sharp, with great detail and stabilization helping avoid blurry images. Of course, the ultra-wide and macro aren't as strong, but at this price point, the main sensor carries the weight brilliantly. Battery life is another standout. With a 5500 mAh cell, you're looking at 2 days of moderate use, a rare treat in today's market. And thanks to Xiaomi's fast charging, you can top up quickly if you're in a rush before work. On the downside, the software is still MIUI, Xiaomi's custom Android skin. It comes with some pre-installed apps and isn't as polished as Samsung's One UI or Google's Clean Pixel experience. Updates are also slightly less reliable compared to Samsung or nothing. Still, when you factor in IP68 water resistance, a huge bonus for the UK's wet climate, the Redmi Note 14 Pro 5G becomes a top pick for anyone who wants flagship-level hardware at a fraction of the cost. Right finger verdict for UK buyers. If you're after a phone under £300 that balances performance, display, camera, and durability, this is hands down one of the best deals in 2025. Samsung Galaxy A56 5G, £349 to £399. When it comes to budget smartphones in the UK, Samsung's Galaxy A series has always been the go-to choice for those who want trust, reliability, and long-term support. The Galaxy A56 5G, launched in March 2025, continues this tradition and proves why Samsung dominates shelves at Currys, John Lewis, and Amazon UK. Starting with the display, you're getting a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. Samsung makes some of the best screens in the world, and this one doesn't disappoint. Colors are vibrant, blacks are deep, and brightness levels make it comfortable for outdoor use, even on a sunny afternoon in Brighton. Watching YouTube, streaming Netflix, or scrolling Instagram feels buttery smooth. Under the hood, the A56 runs on Samsung's Exynos 1580 chipset, paired with 6GB or 12GB RAM options. While it's not the most powerful chip on the market, it's more than capable of handling daily tasks, WhatsApp, video calls, Google Maps navigation, and even casual gaming. For heavy gamers, it may lag slightly behind Xiaomi or Poco phones in raw performance, but for the average UK user, it's perfectly fine. Cameras are where Samsung knows its audience. The A56 packs a 50 megapixels main sensor with OIS, an ultra-wide lens, and a macro shooter. In daylight, the photos are sharp, colorful, and consistent, while night shots are better than most budget rivals thanks to Samsung's image processing. The ultra-wide is great for capturing group shots on a weekend trip, while the macro lens is more of a bonus than a must-use. Battery life is solid, with a 5000 mAh unit giving you a full day and a half of mixed use. Charging speeds, however, are not the fastest. Samsung still lags behind Chinese brands here. Where the A56 really wins is in software and support. You're promised 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security patches, which makes this a safe investment. Add to that IP67 water resistance, a must-have in the UK's rainy climate, and you've got a reliable all-rounder. Right finger verdict for UK buyers. If you want a phone from a brand your parents trust, with long-term updates, solid cameras, and water resistance, the Galaxy A56 5G is one of the safest bets under £400 in 2025. Nothing Phone 2A, 3A, £349. If there's one brand that has managed to stand out in the crowded smartphone market, it's Nothing. Founded in London, this company has built a cult following in the UK, thanks to its bold designs and clean software. The Nothing Phone 2A, and its successor, the 3A if you're buying later in 2025, is a fantastic mid-range option that perfectly balances style, performance, and affordability. The first thing you'll notice is the transparent design with the signature glyph lighting on the back. Unlike typical budget phones, this one feels unique and premium. It's a phone that turns heads in the office, at uni, or even at the pub when you place it on the table. If you want something different from the usual Samsung or Xiaomi slabs, Nothing gives you that individuality. On the front, you're looking at a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. Smooth scrolling, vibrant colors, and great contrast make it ideal for binge-watching Netflix or gaming. Pair that with stereo speakers, and you've got an immersive multimedia experience at this price. Under the hood, the Phone 2A, 3A is powered by the Snapdragon 7's Gen 3, which is powerful enough for most UK users. From multitasking with banking apps, WhatsApp, and Spotify to playing popular games like PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty, performance is smooth. It's not quite on par with Poco's F7 in raw horsepower, but it balances performance with efficiency nicely. Cameras are a highlight too. You're getting a 50 megapixels main sensor with OIS, a 50 megapixels telephoto lens, and an 8 megapixels ultrawide. In real-world use, the main sensor captures sharp and natural-looking photos, while the telephoto gives it an edge over most mid-range rivals, especially for portrait shots. Night photography is good, though not as polished as Samsung's processing. Battery life is respectable with a 5000 mAh cell, supported by 50W fast charging. It easily lasts a full day of heavy use, and charging is quick enough to keep you going without stress. Where Nothing really shines is the software experience. Nothing OS is clean, minimal, and almost stock Android with a few thoughtful touches. Updates are promised for 3 years, which is good but slightly behind Samsung. Right finger verdict for UK buyers. If you want a stylish, conversation-starting smartphone that delivers solid performance and cameras without crossing £400, the Nothing Phone 2A, 3A is one of the most unique and future-friendly options in the UK market. CMF Phone 2 Pro, £219 to £249, Nothing NE Apna budget-friendly sub-brand, CMF, launch Kark UK buyers Kia Ekaya solid option introduce Kia High. The CMF Phone 2 Pro is designed for those who want the Nothing design DNA and smooth software experience, but at an even more affordable price. Sitting comfortably under the £250 mark, it's one of the best value mid-range devices in the UK for 2025. Design-wise, CMF takes a slightly more minimal and playful approach compared to the transparent Nothing phones. It still feels premium with a matte finish and a modern look, and thanks to the modular back panel, you can attach accessories like kickstands, card holders, and even external battery packs. For students and working professionals in the UK, this level of practicality is a big plus. On the display front, the CMF Phone 2 Pro offers a 6.7-inch AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. For a device this affordable, that's a huge win. The screen is bright enough to handle outdoor use in London's summer glare, when the sun actually shows up, and crisp enough for gaming or YouTube binge sessions. Under the hood, it's powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Pro chipset. Performance is smooth for day-to-day use, whether you're juggling between Gmail, Teams, and Spotify, or scrolling endlessly on TikTok. Heavy-duty gaming like Genshin Impact might push it a little, but casual and mid-level gamers will have no complaints. Pair that with a 5000 mAh battery, and you've got a device that can easily last a day and a half with moderate use. Charging speeds aren't as flashy as Poco's 90W, but still fast enough to get you topped up quickly. The camera setup is surprisingly versatile at this price. A triple lens system including a main sensor, an ultra-wide, and even a telephoto makes it stand out in its price bracket. Shots are sharp and color accurate in good lighting, though low light performance is only average compared to Samsung's mid-range. Still, for under £250, it's impressive. Software is another strong point. Running Nothing OS Lite, the interface is clean, bloat-free, and smooth. You'll get at least 2 years of Android updates and 3 years of security patches, respectable for a budget phone. Right finger verdict for UK buyers. The CMF Phone 2 Pro is perfect for students and young professionals who want a stylish, modular, and reliable phone under £250. It may lack the wow factor of a flagship, but for its price, it's hard to beat the balance of features and user experience it offers in the UK. Xiaomi Poco X7 Pro, £300 to £360. When it comes to performance-focused budget smartphones, Poco has built a solid reputation in the UK market, and the Poco X7 Pro continues that tradition. Sitting between the £300 and £360 price range, this device is designed for users who want serious power, massive battery life, and high-speed charging, all without blowing past the £400 ceiling. Starting with the display, the Poco X7 Pro boasts a 6.67-inch AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate. Colors pop nicely, blacks are deep, and scrolling feels buttery smooth, whether you're browsing the web, gaming, or streaming Netflix. With HDR10+ support, watching shows on Disney Plus or Amazon Prime in the UK feels like a treat, especially for a phone in this bracket. Under the hood, it's powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8400 Ultra chipset. This is where the Poco X7 Pro flexes its muscles. Everyday tasks like WhatsApp, Zoom calls, or productivity apps are effortless, but where it really shines is gaming. Titles like PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, and Asphalt 9 run smoothly at high settings without frame drops. For anyone in the UK who wants a budget gaming beast, this phone fits the bill. Battery life is another standout. The 6000 mAh battery is enormous, easily lasting 2 days with moderate use. Pair that with 90W fast charging, and you can go from flat to nearly full in under 40 minutes. For busy professionals or students dashing between work, uni, and commuting, that's a lifesaver. The camera setup is fairly competitive. Its 50 megapixels main camera with OIS delivers sharp, vibrant images in daylight, while low-light photos are decent, though not as polished as what Samsung mid-ranges produce. The ultra-wide and macro cameras are functional, but nothing groundbreaking. If photography is your top priority, you might lean toward the Galaxy A56, but for casual shots, the X7 Pro won't disappoint. Now, the cons. MIUI, Xiaomi's skin on Android, isn't for everyone. It comes with some bloatware, and while you can disable most of it, the experience isn't as clean as what Nothing or Motorola offers. Plus, with its big 6000 mAh battery, the phone is slightly bulky, which might not suit everyone's taste. Right finger verdict for UK buyers. The Xiaomi Poco X7 Pro is ideal for those who prioritize gaming, performance, and battery endurance over ultra-clean software or slim design. For around £330, it's one of the best performance-centric phones under £400 in the UK right now. Motorola Edge 60 Fusion, £299.99 in the UK. Motorola has quietly been making some of the most underrated mid-range smartphones in the UK, and the Edge 60 Fusion is a perfect example of why more people should pay attention to this brand. Priced at around £299.99, it offers a near flagship feel while keeping costs comfortably below the £400 mark. The design is one of its biggest talking points. With a unique canvas-style finish and curved edges, it feels more premium than most phones at this price point. And unlike some budget phones that skip durability, Motorola has included a proper IP68, IP69 water and dust resistance rating. In the UK, where rain is almost a daily occurrence, this is a massive plus. You don't have to panic if you get caught in a sudden downpour or accidentally splash your phone. The 6.67-inch OLED display is another highlight. It's crisp, vibrant, and smooth with a 120Hz refresh rate. Watching Netflix, scrolling TikTok, or gaming feels fluid, and HDR support makes videos look sharp. The bezels are slim, giving the phone a modern flagship-like aesthetic. Under the hood, the Edge 60 Fusion runs on a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 and 7400 processor. While it's not as powerful as the Snapdragon 8 series chips you'll find in pricier models, it's more than capable for daily use. Apps open quickly, multitasking is smooth, and even gaming at medium to high settings runs without major hiccups. Battery life is another strength. With its 5000 mAh cell, the phone comfortably lasts a full day and a half with regular usage. Add in fast charging support, and you can get it topped up quickly when needed. For students and commuters who are always on the move, this reliability is invaluable. On the camera side, you get a 50 megapixels main lens with OIS and a 13 megapixels ultrawide. Daylight shots are sharp, colors are natural, and low-light photography is decent thanks to Motorola's AI tuning. While it may not quite match Samsung's A series for camera versatility, it holds its own in the sub-£300 bracket. Software is where Motorola really shines. With its near-stock Android experience, you avoid the heavy bloatware that comes with brands like Xiaomi. Updates are consistent, and Motorola has a good reputation in the UK for providing timely patches. Right finger verdict for UK buyers, the Motorola Edge 60 Fusion is a fantastic choice if you want a durable, stylish, and clean Android phone under £300. With IP68 protection, solid cameras, and a clean UI, it's a very practical option for UK users who value everyday reliability and long-term use. So, there you have it, the very best smartphones you can buy in the UK right now for under £400. Honestly, I think it just proves one thing. You don't need to spend £1,000 on the latest iPhone or Galaxy Ultra to get a premium experience. Whether you're after a killer camera, monster battery life, or just a phone that'll last you years without breaking the bank, there's an option here for you. Personally, if I had to pick just one for everyday UK life, I'd probably lean towards the Samsung Galaxy A56 5G, mainly because of the updates, the build quality, and the trust factor. But if I wanted raw performance, the Poco F7 looks unbeatable at this price. And for anyone who wants to stand out a bit, yeah, the Nothing Phone 2A, 3A has to be the coolest choice on this list. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these phones would you pick, and why? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one, and I really enjoy hearing different perspectives, especially from people across the UK who might value things like durability, rain resistance, or battery differently. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit that like button, it really helps the channel grow. And if you want more honest, straight-to-the-point tech content made for a UK audience, subscribe and turn the bell on so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, beer mugs.